Good morning, Culers. It is time to wake up and Barca. This is everybody's favorite morning news show for Culers from around the world to come together, connect over our love of Barcelona as we have a little caffeine, catch up on all the Barcelona news. In today's episode, we will be taking a look at the upcoming match against Elche. That'll be live tomorrow, 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. We'll be right here on the Undefeated channel. And then we'll also be talking about some news coming out with Liverpool trying to steal one of our youngsters. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the updates on the Ferran Torres deal. And there's one other former Barcelona man being linked back to the camp now. So we'll talk about the match coming up against Elche. We'll talk about Liverpool transfer rumors. We'll talk about Torres transfer rumors. We'll talk about all the Barcelona headlines as we have some caffeine and start our day, my friends. Let's go ahead and kick things off the right way.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuning in to the Undefeated Mustache John.
All right, intro is off. Tweet has been sent out. Good morning to you all. Barcelona winless in their last four. We're looking to turn things around against Elche. We are still dealing with the injury woes. No Memphis, no Fati, no Pedri, no Sergio Roberto, no Braithwaite. Aguero just retired. I think that's it. We might be without Jordi Alba. I'm not 100% sure. Got to look into that one. So we'll talk about preview and predictions. We'll get into that probably last. First thing I want to talk about, my friends, it's a little bit upsetting, but we're going to talk about it. Potential steal here. According to OneFootball, Liverpool reportedly ready to meet Barcelona midfielder Gavi's €50 million release clause. Should he move to the Premier League? Of course the answer is no. Of course the answer is no. Barcelona fans, Culers around the world would lose their collective you-know-what if Liverpool swoops in and signs Gavi. Gavi is up there with Ansu Fati in terms of that bright light at the end of a long rebuild tunnel for Barcelona. Gavi, Ansu Fati, Nico, De Jong, Dembele, it's all part of Pedri, all part of this Barcelona rebuild. And I will say this, any player, Gavi, Dembele, whoever, any young player that leaves Barcelona during this rebuild will be hated more than any Madrista, more than any player who knocks us out of Champions League, more than Ronald Koeman. Okay, I'm telling you, if any of these young players jump ship, if Dembele decides not to sign his contract, if Gavi says, you know what, Liverpool is an attractive option, I think I'll go to Liverpool, I'll sign a contract with them if they want to meet that buyout clause. If that happens, Fury. You don't jump ship now. You don't bail now. I will hold it against you for the rest of your life. Okay? Now, with that said, there's nothing to back this up. I've only seen this on OneFootball. That's not true. I saw a couple other headlines. There's nothing to back this up in terms of Gavi actually being interested. Okay? No reports from him, no reports from an agent representing him. So I think this is just rumors being rumors. Yes, Gavi has a 50 million release clause right now, but we are working on a new contract. If you want to believe Joan Laporta, it is in the works. We just signed Ansu Fati. We signed Pedri. Gavi and Dembele are up next. I think Dembele is the current focus because he's reportedly dragging his feet. If Dembele doesn't sign, that's going to be a big deal. We'll talk about that another day. So we'll start the conversation there, folks. What do you think about Liverpool trying to swoop in and steal our young up-and-coming Gavi for a cool 50 million euros? If that does happen, how detrimental will it be for Barcelona? How much of an impact will it have at Liverpool? Would he even start there? I don't know if I even want to talk about that. But we'll go ahead and start the conversation there. Good morning, folks. How we doing? Only Juan, what's up, what's up? Hope you're in the right state of mind, my friend. Ernest, good morning. Winston, hello, hello. Jason, what's up, buddy? Only Juan, what do I think about the Boca game? Disappointing. Chalk it up as another loss for Barcelona, but you can't judge too much off of that. We mostly played Barcelona B players. None of those players had ever been in a starting 11 together. So it is what it is. I'm already kind of over my hair this morning, just so you guys know. Might be putting it up in a ponytail early. Oh my gosh, I got a stiff neck. Dudes. Oh, I can't believe I just did that. I totally forgot I have a stiff neck. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather. No COVID. I went and got tested twice. I got tested on Monday and on Wednesday. But you can hear my voice in my throat. Not the healthiest right now. I think I got a little bit of a cold going on. Kudus, cheers to you, sir. I can't wait to see you next week. I'll be healthy as a horse, I promise, but I can't wait to see Kudus live in person next week. I'm coming into the wheel, baby. We're going to do some hanging out. Levi, good morning. Hello, hello. 50 million euros is definitely low, but that's with his current contract, which I do believe runs out in June. Either way, that's a contract that was set up before he broke in to the senior squad. It was predicted that Gavi and Nico would maybe slowly start to work their way into the top team this year. They have outperformed those expectations. Now they are regularly getting playing time. Gavi's in the starting 11 pretty much week in, week out. So it's time to get him a new contract with one of those big fat 1 billion buyout clauses, 1 billion euro buyout clauses. Levi says no Christmas decorations. They're all downstairs. I promise you my wife has decorated the whole first floor and all the lights outside. I don't take part just because I feel like I don't want to take the time to put up decorations and take them down seasonally. It's just, that's not my thing. Not my thing. So, happy that the wife does it. It's wonderful. Looks great. Chris says, am I rolling out them neck pains this season? Someone's going to have to, dude. It hurts right here. I can turn this way just fine, but if I try to turn to the right, that ain't happening. That ain't happening. Other thoughts? What happens if Liverpool does swoop in and take Gavi? Is it devastating? Are we okay moving forward with Nico, De Jong, and Pedri? Do we need to let one of our midfielders go out of those four? It's obviously not going to be Pedri, right? The way that I see it, the future of Barcelona's midfield, once Busquets moves on, it's De Jong, Gavi, Pedri, Nico. I don't think Ricky Puig is going to cut it. I think we're all ready to admit that Ricky Puig isn't the phenom that we thought he was going to be. So I think out of those five, we just named five, right? De Jong, Pedri, Gavi, Nico, Puig. Of those five, you sell Ricky Puig, right? And then you move forward with the other four as our future midfielders. Levi says, if anyone will go, it will be De Jong. Sadly, I think Ricky Puig is going to leave before De Jong. I know De Jong has a higher value in the transfer market, but Kuda says, when's the last time the Reds made a move like this and it worked out? Fair point, but they haven't had to make any big signings in a while. They've been riding the Mane, Salah, Firmino train for quite some time. They picked up Robertson, and I think Trent Alexander-Arnold, maybe in the same season. So those two, I'd say those two were good signings. I forget where they came from. So I'm kind of speaking out of school here, but those two. Van Dijk, good shout. Good shout on Van Dijk. Yep, that's a good one. Ernest says, would sell Nico over Ricky Puig. Interesting. I would probably keep... I would keep Nico because we need more on the defensive side. My top three are De Jong, Pedri, Gavi. That is my Barcelona midfield for the future. I think we need to start working that in now. Like, listen, we aren't going to get La Liga this year. Madrid are running away with it. Real Madrid, that is. Atletico Madrid are dropping like us. Real Madrid are running away with the La Liga table. We can maybe win Copa del Rey. We got a tough run for Europa League, all right? When we are playing these matches where there's not a trophy on the line, I think we need to sit Busquets, let De Jong play in that holding role, and get Gavi, and Pedri next to him. I know Pedri's injured right now, so we'll wait until he returns. But for the time being, maybe it can be De Jong in that holding role, Gavi on one side, Nico on the other. I'm just saying we need to start rotating out Busquets. I know he's playing well. I know he is outperforming my expectations for this year. But we can't have that be at the detriment of our youngsters' experience. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Chang, how we doing, friend? Says, sorry I'm late. Just undergone surgery. Really tired, but the videos made my day. Well, hey, I'm happy to hear that you made it through surgery. Hope you rest up and do well. And yeah, there's lots of content on there. If I'm not live, there's plenty of content on the channel for you to catch up with. We'll talk transfers here in just a minute. Okay, so that's Gavi. Next couple things I want to talk about, and like I said, we will get to the match preview and prediction for Elche. That's going to be our last segment. I want to talk about Ferran Torres, but before that even, I want to talk about another potential surprise here. Check out this headline, folks. Alexis Sanchez, Luke de Jong swap, very advanced. This, of course, would be with Inter Milan. Alexis Sanchez, former Barcelona man. He was at the club from 2011 to 2014. Missed out on those Champions League years of 2011 and 2015, unfortunately. Did I say 14? He was there from 2011 to 2014. I don't know if I said 15 the first time, so I'm just correcting myself if I did. Anyway, so Alexis Sanchez played with Xavi. Could maybe potentially play that Dani Alves type role for the forwards at Barcelona. If Luke de Jong leaves, I think there won't be any complaints coming out of the Camp Nou. I don't suspect any Culers are going to have a problem with it. So problem solved there. Sanchez comes in. He's not going to play over guys like Ansu Fati, like Akomach, like Abde, like Dembele. Maybe even a Hukla at this point might get time over him. So Alexi would be pretty far down on the depth chart. But like I said, maybe he brings in some of that experience, having played with Xavi. Maybe he gets to influence the youngsters in terms of their development, their perspective of things. And he can be the Dani Alves for the forwards. It's a possibility. I don't love the idea. It's not going to make a drastic impact, but if it is straight up Luke out and Sanchez in, do we like that deal? For me, I'll take the player swap. I don't want Alexis Sanchez under any other circumstances. I don't want to pay $1 for him, and he'd have to take a big pay cut. He would have to take a big pay cut. I know he makes more than Luke de Jong. But if it means Luke de Jong out and Sanchez in, it would mean more goals for Barcelona. Even if that's only 5 this season. We wouldn't rely on him for much other than maybe just influencing the youngsters. That's a good question, though. I just looked it up last night, and I forget already. So let's do, I think it's like $13 million a year. No, $7 million a year. Okay. So $7 million a year for Sanchez, but that can be renegotiated. If we get him on loan, maybe Inter pays some of that. Maybe we renegotiate. Let's see what Luke de Jong makes. Net worth, no. I want annual salary, please. $3 million. So twice as much to have Alexis Sanchez. But like I said, maybe Inter pay some of that. Maybe we renegotiate with Sanchez a little bit. Either way, just who would you rather have? Luke de Jong or Alexis Sanchez? I would say Alexis Sanchez. I don't know about you guys. What do we think? Professor, what's up, dude? Been a while. How you doing? Anthony says, no, we need to save the money. I guess for me, I guess you're right. Neither player, Luke de Jong or Alexis Sanchez, neither player is really going to do much in terms of having an impact on the pitch. So you might as well save money. That is a good point. Fair. Cuss BB, what's up, dude? Says Copa del Rey round 32. Draw results came out. Barcelona face Linares Deportivo. It's official. Ooh, let's take a look at that if that is the case. Copa del Rey round of 32. Let's see here. Real Madrid, 17 minutes ago. Can we get the actual draw, please? This is all where and when to see. This says live. Let's see what we got. Can I get a bracket, please? Copa del Rey fixtures. Try that. I just misspelled all of that. Yes, I meant Copa del Rey fixtures. Let's see if these are loaded in there yet. Looks like yes. Okay, cool. January 5th. Ooh, folks, that's coming up soon. What day is that? That's going to be a Wednesday. I will have just come back to work. Oh, I hope it's in the evening at least. Otherwise, I'm going to have to adjust my schedule for that one. Okay, cool. So we got an extra match coming up. Barcelona, first match of the Copa del Rey 21-22. Well, no, I guess it's just 22. Copa del Rey 2022. I cannot believe we're in 2022 already, folks. That's absolutely insane. Absolutely insane that we're in 2022. Yikes. Okay, so we know who our opponents are for our two most winnable trophies. Three most winnable trophies. We got Real Madrid coming up in Supercopa. We've got Napoli in Europa League. And we've got Linares Deportivo in Copa del Rey. Yikes. All right. There's a couple things I want to... Well, one more thing I want to talk about. If there's no other thoughts on Alexis Sanchez, seems like nobody's really hyped about that one. The last report I want to go over before we talk about the Elche match. We'll jump over here to our friends at Barca Universal. And this is saying Barca and Manchester City have reached an agreement for the transfer of the winger Ferran Torres. If you go down and read through the article, it's saying that the agreement between the two clubs has been reached. It'll be something like 50 million euros with some add-ons. Ferran Torres apparently has taken a pay cut. So club and player, club and club, all in agreement. This apparently will be announced in January. Ferran Torres has had some injuries over at Man City, so I'm a little bit concerned about that. But if you watch his performances for Man City and for Spain, he is able to play on either side of the wing as well as a number 9. Preferably, I would love for Barcelona to get a pure number 9. Maybe we get that as well. We have been looking at Cavani. We've been looking at Alvarez down at River Plate. A couple of others. I'll be doing a transfer rumor video here soon. But this is the reports. It just came out 3 hours ago that this is all but done, that Ferran Torres is going to be playing with a Blaugrana kit come January. So what do we think, folks? 1, do we think this is a done deal? And 2, what kind of impact do you think Ferran Torres is going to have at Barcelona? Let's turn to the chat. Anthony says, dead or alive, who would you pick to play in Barcelona in their prime? We'll talk about that another time. That's going to be a hard left turn. This is not going to be a loan. This is going to be an actual transfer, a purchase for Barcelona, 50 million euros plus some add-ons. So far, this is Barca Universal. And if you saw our interview with Pablo from Barca Universal, he's the head and face of their YouTube channel. I didn't realize at first that they are a larger organization, but this article came out just 3 hours ago. So I trust Pablo and his organization. So I'm not saying it's a done deal official, but that's what the reports are saying right now. So if anybody can find something else, please, by all means, let me know. Uh-oh. Okay. Hopefully that fixes the mic. Sometimes it can be a little bit loose. It's on my short list for an upgrade. It does the job, though. The light going out was a bit of a problem. I wasn't expecting that. So that was a expense that I had to pull in outside of my regular budget. So microphone will get replaced at some point here. But hopefully it sounds better. Yes? We sounding good now? Okay. Good. Hopefully it didn't ruin that whole segment, but it is what it is. I got to do a better job at clipping out segments from Wake Up in Barca. You know what I mean? There needs to be like 2 or 3 from every episode that I just clip out. It's 2 or 3 minutes. It's the top headlines of the day, and then people watch it. That's all you got to do. Anyway, all right. I think that's all the transfer rumors I wanted to talk about. We talked about Liverpool looking at Gavi. We talked about Alexis Sanchez swapping for Luke de Jong. We talked about Ferran Torres deal potentially being done for Barcelona. So now let's talk about Elche, my friends. That's going to be tomorrow, 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. That's my time. We'll be going live somewhere about 30 minutes before kickoff. We'll be talking about the lineup, which will be released by then. We'll be talking about predictions, of course, and we'll get ready to support the Blaugrana. We'll be doing a live watch-along. I'll be doing the play-by-play, giving you all the commentary so you won't miss any of the action. And you all be participating in the chat with Culers from around the world. Going into this one, Barcelona way down in the La Liga table. 8th place, like I said earlier, winless in their last 4 matches overall. Looking to get back on track against Elche, who are down in 16th right now. 1 win out of their last 5. So not that Barcelona are going to have any easy wins this year, particularly with all the injuries that we're dealing with. But this has got to be 3 points. This has got to be 3 points. I'm not going to feel uber confident about many matches this year, but I feel good about this one. All right? I feel good going into this one. Let's take a look at potential lineups. So we did make some updates here. First and foremost, we added in Hutla, who made his debut against Osasuna. Added him in. He's going to be the number 29 for us. And very sadly, I did remove Kun Aguero just because he is officially retired, and I don't want to have to keep removing him from the squad week in and week out as a reminder. So I love you, Kun. Much love. Best of luck. But I did have to remove him from the lineup. So out of what we got so far, there are still some injuries, and I do have to bring this over here real quick. Zip. There we go. So that way I can gray out the injured players. But we got Fati is out. Goatweight is out. Who else? Pedri's out. Roberto's out. I think Jordi Alba's okay, right? He tweaked something, but I think he's okay. He should be fine. Are we missing anybody else? PK's good. Hookah's good. Yada, yada, yada. I think we are okay. I think that's everybody who's going to be out this week. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm missing anybody, please let me know. Professor says a must win for Barca. We need those 3 points. Could not agree more. Thrawn says we can't officially say Barcelona is back until we win some big games. Listen, I am basically just kind of holding on tight until mid-January. That's when I see a little light at the end of the tunnel. I think Pedri and Ansu are both slated to be back in early January. So if they can come back, that's going to be most important. Goatweight will be a bonus. Any January signings, if it's Ferran Torres, if it's a Cavani, if it's an Alvarez, anything that's going to boost our attack will certainly help. Memphis. Thank you. That was an obvious one. Thank you all very much. Memphis is injured. And you know what? He needs the break, to be honest. Can we all agree with that? Memphis needs a little bit of a break. Came out hot in his debut for Barcelona. Kind of been riding the penalty train to keep that goal-scoring streak going, but it has dissipated, and his performance has certainly dropped in the last few matches. So, limited options in the attack, folks. What's our front 3 going to be? I got some thoughts. We got our youngsters available, Abde, Akamach, Hukla, and then we got Dembele and Demir as well. So I've got some thoughts on what our front 3 is going to be, but I want to hear from you all. What are we thinking? Front 3. I'll start building from the back, so I'll give you some time to think about what your front 3 is, but let me know, left to right, who's going to be in the front 3. In the meantime, obviously it's going to be Ter Stegen. Center back pairing, I think Araujo is pretty much undroppable at this point, but we might go with a 3-back. It might end up being a 3-back again. I'm not sure. I'm really not. I'm going to bring Araujo out. As soon as I was like, oh, I'll just start building with the defense. That'll be easier. And then I remembered, wait a second. Xavi is throwing all kinds of curveballs at the Culers right now. Thrawn says Dembele should play between the center backs and... Oh, okay. You're talking about up front. All right. So you're talking about Dembele playing more centrally. Sure. Testing out Dembele at number 9 would be interesting. I think that might be what happens when Ansu comes back. Ansu did play in the number 9 position a few times last year. It's very possible that it'll be Dembele, Ansu, Abde as a front 3 once everybody's healthy. I'm gonna start out with a 4-3-3, and then if we need to change things up based off of how we're feeling, we'll do that. I'm assuming Alba's gonna be healthy, so I'll put him in. This is questionable. This is very questionable. I'm gonna put Dest in, but I'm not super confident that he's gonna start. He may even end up starting on one of the wings up top, like he did against Boca Juniors. Against Boca Juniors, he started on the left wing. So that is a possibility. We shall see. I think Busquets stays in here. I think De Jong slides in there. I think Gavi slides in there. If anything, I'm confident in those 3. I'm confident Busquets, Gavi, and De Jong are going to get the start. I feel good about that. Obi says Abde, Luke de Goat, and Dembele is a front 3. Ernest says Abde, Hutkla, and Dembele. Thrawn says, I kind of want to see Coutinho as the false 9 with Dembele and Abde running down the wings. I was going to throw that in as a curveball too. I like that idea. I'm not sure if Xavi's going to go for it, but at this point, there's only, 2 or 3 matches left in December before the January transfer window's open. And if you are going to sell Coutinho, you might have to play him in a couple more matches just to see what he does on the pitch, if his value can go up a little bit. Clubs are going to want to see his current form if he's going to be on the market. Yeah, Levi Dest has not been playing well at all. I'm quite worried about him and his spot at the club, to be honest. But Levi says Dembele, De Jong, Abde, maybe Coutinho on the left wing. I don't hate that. It would have to be Dembele or Hukla, I think, at striker. Abde's been hot like fire, though. What about... Yeah, this is what I would like to see. I'll show you what I'd like to see. I'd like to go with something like that. That would be my preferred starting 11. I don't think Xavi's going to go for this. I don't think it's going to happen. I think Coutinho's going to be on the bench. I think Hukla is going to slide in there at striker. That's a very real possibility. It's a very real possibility. If not Hukla, then maybe Gavi is on the left wing. Maybe. Xavi has just been throwing so many curveballs, am I right? Like, it's hard to predict. And he could go with a 3-back as well. So I'll say this is probably his most likely starting 11 for a 4-back. If we're going to go 3-back, that changes things up a little bit. I'm assuming Dest would be out at that point. I'm assuming Langley would come in. He would move up. He would move back. Might look something... Maybe Langley on the left. PK right here. Might look something like that. That's a possibility as well. Just play without a striker. Do a 3-5-2, but with wide strikers. That's a very strong possibility as well. The more that I look at that, the more that I'm thinking that might be it, folks. Because Xavi's not super confident in Dest right now. What's up, you stupid? Good morning, sir. I did not see that. I thought PK was fit. Did anybody else see PK being injured? Can we get some confirmation on that? I know I have the internet at my fingertips, but I want you all to be involved too. Levi's saying no to the 3-5-2. What if we did more of a 3? It'd probably be Gavi out wide at that point. Or if it was more of a flat 3-4-3, something like that. There's a lot of different ways to line up, and Xavi's not shy about trying this out. I know what I would do. I would do Coutinho at a false 9, Abde on the left, Dembele on the right. That's what I would go with. I'm trying to figure out what Xavi would do, though. This looks pretty realistic, actually. And if Alba is injured, then it'd probably be Gavi on the left. Let's just say, because I think something in my head is telling me Alba picked up a knock. Let's say Gavi has to go out wide, and then maybe it would be probably Akamach next. I don't like that, though. That's a little bit too much attack. I don't like that at all, actually. At that point, I would slide Dest over there. If Jordi Alba is not available, I would put Dest out there for sure. But more than likely, we'll see something that looks maybe a little bit like this. We'll see. I could have it very wrong. Xavi is desperately trying to piece together a successful starting 11 here. Gosh, that hurt. Successful starting 11, trying to turn things around here. So we will see. The squad should be released here shortly. And then we'll get the starting 11 probably in about 26 hours or so. Next up on the channel is going to be the live watch along for Elche. That's going to be 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. That's my time, but I know that we got to convert it for Culers from around the world. So make sure you figure out what time kickoff is. Tune into the channel about 30 minutes before. We'll be doing a pre-match show with the starting 11. We'll talk about predictions, all that good stuff, and we will be here live supporting Barcelona as they take on Elche. We'll be cheering on the Blaugrana with Culers from around the world right here on the Undefeated channel. One more time, if you haven't subscribed yet, this is your invitation to join the Undefeated community. Come hang out with the Stash Squad during the live matches and wake up in Barca every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Go ahead and subscribe to be part of that conversation. If you're watching right now, give the video a thumbs up. It helps with the algorithm and helps get the channel discovered. So thank you all very much. I just hit, okay, good. I hit the space bar, but thankfully I wasn't clicked into the program. Otherwise the stream would have ended a little bit early. Anyway, I will see you all in a little bit over 24 hours for Barcelona Elche. We'll be cheering on the Blaugrana. We're going to turn things around, folks. Come hang out, all right? We need the support. We need the energy. And I want to hear from you all. I want to keep the conversation going. So thank you all very much for starting your day with me. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend and a wonderful Friday. I love you all very much. Thanks for tuning in, my friends. See y'all later. Mwah.